Sky Watchers, and welcome to the sky above us. I'm James Albrain. I'm your tour guide to the night sky. Mars is going to put on a great show over the next few weeks, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Let me show you. Mars has fascinated astronomers for centuries, especially when it came to the peculiar movement, brightness, and color changes of Mars. Mars got its name because its red color reminded the ancient Romans of blood, war, and violence. So they named it after their god of war. Every 26 months, Mars changes its apparent motion in the sky, and it goes from a pale orangish yellow to a bright orangish red. To explain this, Romans associated this odd behavior of Mars with the temperament of their god of war. With that, they came to anticipate all sorts of havoc during those moments, including wars, revolutions, disasters, and death. Once astronomy was invented, people were able to use science to explain why Mars changes its size, color, and brightness every 26 months. Here's how it works. If we view our solar system from above the Sun, we can see the orbits of both Earth and Mars. Earth takes a little more than 365 days to orbit the Sun, while Mars takes almost 687 days. When Mars and Earth are at their closest to each other, Mars is said to be near opposition. When a planet is at opposition, it's on the opposite side of the sky from the Sun. This also means the planet appears at its brightest and largest. The tricky part about Martian opposition is that sometimes Mars is much closer to us at some oppositions than at others. For example, the Martian opposition of August 2003 was one of the closest in recorded history, where Earth and Mars were only separated by 55 million kilometers. Compare that to the opposition of March 2012, when Mars was a whopping 101 million kilometers from us. The reason that Mars's distance varies so much is because of the shape of Mars's orbit. Johannes Kepler demonstrated that planetary orbits are not perfect circles, but a shape called an ellipse. Mars's orbit is more elliptical than Earth's, so there are times when Mars is much closer to the Sun than at others. When a planet is closest to the Sun, we call that perihelion. The perihelion point for Mars lies in the constellation Aquarius, the water bearer. The point when a planet is farthest from the Sun is called aphelion, and for Mars, that point is in Leo the lion. Perihelion and aphelion are on opposite sides of a planet's orbit, and as a result are on opposite sides of the sky. So, if you look at the zodiac, what constellation is on the opposite side of the sky from Leo the lion? You guessed it, Aquarius. Therefore, if the Sun is near Leo and Mars is near Aquarius, we get a close and bright opposition. But if you switch it around and the Sun is near Aquarius and Mars is in Leo, you get a distant and faint opposition. So let's check out where Mars is for this opposition. Okay, we have our sky set up for 8 p.m. on October 13th facing east. Mars will be in the constellation of Pisces the fish, and since Pisces has almost no bright stars, Mars will be very easy to spot. Mars will be rising as the Sun is setting, and if you have a small telescope, Mars will look like a tiny orange ball. Mars is only half the diameter of the Earth, so most of the time you can't see many surface features. However, during close oppositions, it's possible to see color variations on the Martian surface, provided there isn't a planet-wide dust storm going on. Dust storms are quite frequent on Mars, especially when Mars is near perihelion. So, don't be discouraged if you don't see the famed canals on Mars. We have over 40 years of awesome photographs that are still being sent to us by the team of robot explorers that continue to explore the red planet for us. So, my friends, head outside and check out Mars at its biggest and brightest. And if you'd like to support our program, click on the Patreon link in the description, and you could qualify for autographed The Sky Above Us memorabilia, and you could see your name in the credits of our next episode. Mars is an amazing planet, as long as you remember to keep looking up.